Hello friends, so we are here with a new topic for this month exclusively, breast cancer. Yes, we all know that October has been selected for Breast Care Awareness Month. So basically what we are trying to do here is that create an awareness about early detection of the breast cancer. In case you have a genetic history, you go for the preventive aspects of breast cancer, earliest treatment for breast cancer, and how you can manage breast cancer. What is the management part of breast cancer? Also, how lifestyle affects breast cancer. So we are going to talk about breast cancer. So now, as we usually feel that breast cancer is only for women, it's not so. Even men have breasts, so they can also be affected with breast cancer. It's just that the incidence in men is lesser than that of women. Now, coming to what exactly is cancer? Cancer is multiplication of cells, which is in uncontrolled fashion. So we all know that as we grow, the growing process basically is what? Multiplication of the cells. And as the cells multiply, our organs grow, the growth and development happens. But when they multiply in an unusual speed, that also means that the old cells are not dying and the new cells just keep forming one after the other. So there's an excess growth of the cells and excess growth of the part. That's where you call it, that's the cancer or the tumor. Why is it separate? Because that's an extra growth which wasn't required at that place. So that is what is cancer. Breast cancer, when some part of the tissue in the breast starts going abruptly, cell division is happening out of not the normal pattern, you call it breast cancer. How common is it? It is really common among women. If you see, after the skin cancer, it is the most commonest type of cancer. Also, the statistics in India as per 2019 shows that 32.8% of women in 25 to 49 years of age group are affected by breast cancer. So among all the cancers, this breast cancer is the most commonest in 25 to 49 years of age. It is second commonest, common in the age group of 50 to 69, and the percentage of cancer is 27.9%. So that's the incidence, or you can see how common breast cancer is among all the other cancers. How common is breast cancer? But one good thing is also that now with the awareness, people are aware. A lot is being spoken about breast cancer. It's no more a hush stigma. So yes, the prognosis is really well. What is prognosis? The treatment, the recovery is very well. So that is really one good news. Now you will be amazed to know that out of this statistics, it also showed that women in rural area are less susceptible to get cancer. So the number of cancer patients were more in urban areas compared to rural areas. Yes, definitely you can say maybe it is underreported, maybe it does not come into the eyes, but also let's not ignore the fact that the urban population is more exposed to pollution, is more exposed to adulterated food. So the hormonal induced foods are also one big cause of breast cancer. So that's it about the breast cancer as an intro. So let's get into the depth of knowledge of breast cancer. So what are its types? It really has around 8 types. And in 8 types, one is angiosarcoma, which is very aggressive, very violent. And what exactly happens in angiosarcoma is that the lymph vessels or the blood vessels of the breast tissue is affected. So if the blood vessel or the lymph vessel is affected, what happens is these cells are now carried. It can be carried anywhere in the body, and most of the time they are diagnosed late. They are very aggressive in nature. So by the time you diagnose exactly where the problem might have originated, it might have already spread in the other part of the body. The next is ductal carcinoma in situ. Now in situ is basically, it is confined in one place, it hasn't spread. So as the name denotes, it's in one of the duct. So the picture given for the reference, you will see that In a mammary gland you have duct, so the cancer is just confined to that particular duct. It's surgically, if you see the prognosis or the treatment wise, it's easy. You can just have a wide resection of that area done and you can treat it. Next is inflammatory breast cancer. What happens is inflammatory breast cancer is usually a purple or blue discoloration of the part of the breast happens, which many a times is thought as it's just a bruise or maybe some infection. Again, it's an aggressive kind of cancer, because by the time you realize it's not just a simple infection but something else is happening there, it might have already spread to the other or the extended part of the breast. Then is invasive lobular carcinoma, means it is in one of the lobule, but it is not in the situ, it has actually spread out of that lobule. So now it is a little more spreading, or the growth has come out of the lobule. Then you have lobular carcinoma in situ, which is inside the lobule. So one is inside the lobule, one was inside the duct. Now you have already seen one which is outside the lobule, it comes out of the lobule. Then you have Paget's disease of the breast, that is mainly the starting is from the nipple. So you start seeing the abrasions or the discharges around the nipple. The nipple is the first area which gets affected. Most of the time it's identified early. Then you have recurrent breast cancer, which means that you might have had a lump on one side of your breast which was removed, and you might have got your chemo and radiations done, and after a few years you start feeling another lump. So it's like recurrent cancer happening there. The next type is the male breast cancer. As I said, it is given a separate identification or a classification in itself, because it's not very common. It can happen basically because of the exposure to estrogen, because of some reason, some medication which has been given for the treatment of prostate cancer or testicle related to issues. So because of that, these the treatment which has been given, that might give a surge of estrogen or a hormonal imbalance in men. Also obesity is one reason in men. If they have too much of fat around their chest area, also with a genetic history of any type of cancer, they can have breast cancer as well. So also it is more common in older men than the younger men. The prognosis in male breast cancer is better, because obviously the female hormones have an interconnection with the breast tissues, wherein the male hormones do not connect so much or interferes with the breast part of it. So the prognosis, the treatment given is same as what women get, the diagnosis is same as what women have to undergo, but the prognosis is better. So once removed, it's removed. How do you classify the stages of it? So if the cancer has just started, you call it stage 0, that it is in the situ, it has not spread, you just identify as early as possible. Stage 2 is it is around 2 centimeters and it has not affected lymph nodes or blood vessels. So basically a small group of cells have been affected. Stage 2 is where the tumor is 2 centimeter, more than 2 centimeters, and it has already started to spread in nearby areas. Almost it is in the range of 2 to 5 centimeter, then you call it as stage 2. In stage 3, the tumor is up to 5 centimeter, or it might also go a little bit more than 5 centimeter. It has already started infecting the lymph nodes and the tumors, or if the tumor is larger than 5 centimeter and has spread to the lymph nodes around, or it is, even if it is 5 centimeter, it is considered into stage 3. Now coming to stage 4 itself, when we say we are in the last stage of cancer, that means that now the cells have been transmitted via lymph node, via blood vessels to the different part of the body. So we all know that blood is carried all over the body. Same way we have lymphatic system where the lymph fluid is carried all over the body, and these cells are transmitted and thus infecting the other organs as well. Now what are the signs and symptoms? Mostly the shape. You might see suddenly a dimpling over the breast or the nipples, inversion of the nipples. some soreness, some cracks, some patch, some abrasion, some, as we said, patchy discoloration, flaking, discharge from the nipples, and shape and size, color, shape of one of the breasts. So you can just look into your mirror, do some breast self-examination, BSE as we say. We'll have the pictures here as well. So these are the techniques of evaluating. You can evaluate by yourself about your, in case you have any lump kind of a feeling in your breast. So you can also have it around your armpits. You might have pain apart from your menstrual cycle. You can have pain around the armpit, in the area of your breast, around the nipples, discharge. So you might just have to be very careful of these signs and symptoms. Always, yes, before periods your breasts are tender, but apart from that, make sure that you do have a good observation about your own body parts and organs. So now coming to the causes of it is hormonal surge, as I said. So not having a child, never procreating, late menopause, early menarche, all these things come under the hormonal issues. Lifestyle is about more alcohol. Alcohol is really being related to breast cancer in women. So there are many studies which show that. Smoking and having food which is adulterated, a lot of packaged food wherein a lot of artificial things goes into it. Sedentary lifestyle, more of sitting, eating a lot of junk, especially sugar, then being overweight, obese, and also genetic. It is also genetic because it is seen that maternal side of breast cancers are always passed. So if anyone with breast cancer in your maternal side, might as well want to be careful. Then there are mutational changes because of radiation, or any time genetically also the mutation changes might have happened because of there are significant cancer genes in our bodies. So if at all those have been mutated and you kind of are carrying it over the period of your heredity, you might be one person who's susceptible to cancer and breast cancer in fact. So there are breast cancer gene 1, breast cancer gene 2. You can actually get it checked in laboratory by a blood test. Then also radiations, if you're exposed to radiations around your chest, might be early in your age also, you have a chance of, it is not necessarily, but yes, it is one of the risk factors or the causes basically for breast cancer. So I've already said about the causes, also have included the risk factors. Now this causes is one thing, risk factors are something which we can actually control. So you can actually control your lifestyle, you can control your weight, you can manage your food, try to have more of greens instead of non-vegetarian food, try to have more of organic kind of food if you can get, try to have a healthy lifestyle. In case you have to drink in limit. Smoking is anyways not good for health. So preventive aspects are just controlling these risk factors like I've already said, and also during preventive aspects in your menopause, if you're giving hormonal therapy, please try to be careful. You might not want to have a lot of pills out there of estrogen and all these hormones. The natural way, the smoother, the better it is. So try to have healthy diet and try to stay away from these hormonal pills, the morning after pills. So take care of your metabolism part, stay happy, let the happy hormones be working on your system. And as I said, diet is a very important part. Make sure you have omega-3 fatty acids in your diet. Make sure you have antioxidants in your diet. Make sure your multivitamins and minerals are in place. And as I've already said, try to stay away from adulterated food, especially the non-veg part. What we get now is not as organic as it used to be. So, and diagnosis, as in the beginning I said, the best way out is diagnosis early. How do you do that? Breast self-examination, radiology like mammography, USG, MRI, and then you can have, if you feel that there's a lump in your, even if the mammography doesn't show anything, but you feel there is a lump in your breast, make sure you have a visit to your gynecologist. And biopsy is needed. biopsy results will show whether there's something to be really scared about or not. Treatment is you can surgery. A part of the breast can be removed based on what type of cancer and what stage you are in. So suppose like angiosarcoma, you just can't remove one part. You might have to do a big resection, intense chemotherapy or radiotherapy or both, a mix of both. Yes, big medications out there are needed, but when there is cancer which is in situ, then in situ, as I said, it's inside, it's sitting in one place, whether it's lobule or whether it's duct. The resection of that particular lobule plus a resection of a little bit of healthy area from the periphery is enough. So the whole breast isn't removed, but you might, if it is extension is more, it has extended towards your axillary lymph nodes and all, towards your armpit, you might have to remove one breast completely, that is mastectomy. So you can have it partial, you can have lobectomy, you can have, so if lobe is removed, it's called lobectomy. If it is partial, a slight portion of your breast removed, called partial mastectomy. If it is complete removal of the breast, it's called complete mastectomy or radical mastectomy. If your the nodes and ducts till your axilla has to be removed, then you have to undergo a little bit of hormonal therapies, chemotherapies, then biological therapies of targeted drug therapy, radiation, chemo, and reconstruction of the breast. So if a part of the breast is removed, to look at, it might not be, it might put women in depression, you know. So for aesthetic purposes, reconstruction of the breast is done. I don't want to say using silicone implants and all, because again, implants have been, there are a few studies which show that they can also be one reason for having breast cancer, though it is not clarified yet. But what doctors do is take the flap of the breast and try to have a layer inside and cover it up so that, you know, it looks better. And anyways, we have now these padded bras and one side padded bras and all, so those bras are also there to make you look confident and uphold your body image positively. Apart from that, it's very important to understand that this is a disease. It happened to one part of your body. If that is removed, it's okay, you have the whole body with you. So it's also about looking at your self-image with pride, calling yourself a warrior. If you have gone through any of this, hats off to you. Respect from FHY team towards you. So uphold yourself on priority. Never hesitate about these things. You need to examine yourself. You need to look at yourself in the mirror, examine. And if you find anything out of the place, please do visit a gynecologist. And trust me, nowadays, if you have early diagnosis done, if you detect it early, it's really okay now, because the medical sciences have advanced a lot. We have a lot of medication and ways around it. So this can be managed. This can be managed without a lot of damage as well. So that's about breast cancer. And in case you have genetic history, you can also, some people nowadays are also opting for preventive mastectomy. That means if they know they have breast cancer gene 1 or 2 into them, which might get activated or mutated, so they just get their breast removed. So it's kind of a prophylactic treatment or a prophylactic surgery. So yes, there are celebrities who have done it. So it's totally one person's choice how you want to go about it. But yes, this is about breast cancer in a nutshell by FHY, only for you. Stay strong, take care of yourself. Thank you.